both candidates on this, and Denver 7's Maggie Wolanski found both candidates agreed this kind of hate has no place in politics.
This kind of hate, this kind of abuse, it has no place in politics, but I would always rather have that fall on my shoulders than the younger generation that is still struggling with the things that I overcame so many years ago.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're all having a great and wonderful day. Well, what we have here is a very disturbing and disgusting story that is related to a trans activist that kidnapped a teenager or a minor teen girl, 17, which, is the borderline of cuffs of the 18, so we have that. Well, they ended up kidnapping this girl, and there's one thing that everybody has to start underlying what these trans individuals always target, because it is a common factor with these people. You'll end up finding out later in the story, so I will be going brief. So what we have here is from the Daily Mail, or not Daily Mail, the Daily Wire says, LGBT activist teacher, trans husband house minor teen girl in Colorado against mom's wishes. So it's an LGBT activist teacher in Colorado and her trans-identifying male husband are housing a 17-year-old girl who identifies as a boy. Police say they are unable to intervene to bring the teen home to her mother. Now, it goes on to say here that what we have is says that Joann Smotherman, a former teacher of Durango High School, took one of her students into her Durango home in December when the girl left home after a fight with her mother. Joann is married to Vivian Smotherman, a trans-identifying man who ran for Colorado State Senate as a Democrat last year. The teen's mother, Cynthia Stein, has gone to the Smothers' home and attempted to successfully take back her daughter. She called in the police, but the officers who responded to the scene said they would not force the teen to go home, according to police report and body cam footage of the incident obtained by the Daily Wire. The situation is the culmination of months of outside influences on the vulnerable teen, who told the Daily Wire. Now, I'm going to be showing you the pictures of this individual. So this is, I may believe, the woman in question, but then we have this here. This is the trans individual, all right? This is the trans person that we're talking about, or what have you. This is right here. Yeah, looks like a very lovely individual. And then, again, we have pictures of this person right here, where this person's obviously looking like a bloody psychopath. And then we have this here, where this is before all this, right? This is before this person transitioned. So, yeah, that's there, and then what have you. He didn't do much to the hair, because he already looked like he already had long hair to begin with. So, yeah, it's pretty messed up in the situation. So we're going to get directly into the article here, and it gets bad. The teen's mother, Cynthia Stein, has gone to the mother's home and attempted unsuccessfully to take back her daughter. She called in the police, but the officer who responded to the scene said they would not force the teen to go home, according to police report and body cam footage of the incident obtained by Daily Wire. The situation is in the culmination of months of outside influences on the vulnerable teen, her mother told the Daily Wire. So, apparently in Colorado, it's okay to not move the teen away from the persons or questions in home, and not back to the parents, which is insane. I would think that the parent has the parent has a higher authority over what the kid or the person that's housing the kid has to say. Obviously, I mean, this is not hard. Unless the kid has bruises or whatever, which would be hard to prove. It could have been done by the person that actually kidnapped the child. It's crazy to think that they would just not give the child back. So we have here saying that the 7-year-old girl has identified as a boy since the fall and now uses a unisex name. She has been diagnosed with autism, ADHD, and an eating disorder, depression, and anxiety, according to medical records provided by her mother. So essentially what we have here is this is the typical case. A lot of these trans individuals, they end up going after the most vulnerable children. Bad home life, probably not, or either maybe they're not doing so well at school, what have you, or in this case, they have some type of mental incapacity. So they have autism or disorder, depression, what have you, and these are prime targets for these trans individuals. This happens over and over again. It is a constant thing with these people, and I am sick and tired of these trans individuals kidnapping and taking kids. Too many times that this is ongoing. says at school, the teen was seeing a counselor without her mother's knowledge, which, again, that should probably be talked to for the parents, right? Who advised the girl to terminate parental notification and encouraged her to participate in LGBTQ support groups, her mother said. So again, they're already trying to indoctrinate the kid and try to get the kid away from the mother, right? This is what they're doing. So the counselor is not doing anything with counseling. They're trying to ruin this kid's life worse, right? This is disgusting. The turn to radical gender ideology came amid difficult times at home. Stang underwent treatment for an aggressive cancer in 2023 and believes that the crisis deeply affected her daughter, who became very withdrawn from the family. Someone then stepped in and took advantage of my kid, Stang told the Daily Wire. She just inserted herself into my family, and I still can't get her out. So essentially what we have here is that the kid suffered from cancer, and it had a horrible effect on this person or what have you, because they have anxiety, depression, ADHD, which is depending on the severity of ADHD, it cannot not it's not that bad. There's levels to it, obviously, and then autism. So this person decided to insert into this person's life and make it worse. I just can't stress to you enough how floored I am that this woman has gotten away with what she has, and that there's nothing they can do to make it right to hold her accountable, Stein said. On November 2nd, the teen ran away from home after her mother told her that they were moving to Denver to be near family and to put some distance between the teen and local influences. Law enforcement and child protective services got involved, and the child ultimately went home to her mother. However, the girl left home again on December 21st after a fight with her mother. This time, she went to the mother's house, her mother later discovered, although she initially did not know where her daughter was, and filed a runaway report with the police. On January 5th, Stang went with two friends to the mother's house and tried to retrieve her daughter. Stang called the police, and two deputies with the LA Plata County Sheriff's Office responded and conducted a welfare check on her daughter. Basically, as long as I know that everybody's okay, that's really the extent of law enforcement involvement. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know what else to say. One deputy told some of this on their porch when he arrived. We get it. He's just incredibly terrified right now because of everything that they've been through. Vivian responded using male pronouns for the girl. So again, here's what we have here, guys. Here's the big thing that we have. So we have it to where the counselor was trying to indoctrinate this kid by influencing and putting LGBT stuff into this kid with LGBT support and telling them to move away from the child. This is what the counselor was doing. Then we have the girl that had, a fight with her parents or with her mother or what have you, and decided to go in with the transgender individual, right? And now the transgender individual called the police to try to make sure the kid cannot leave, even though the parents are not doing anything wrong. This is what's going on here. So the officer went inside and asked the teen how she was, and she responded, "I'm good. How are you?" Good. That's all I need to basically hear. The officer said, adding later, "You don't appear to be in distress. I don't want to put words in your mouth." So, no, not until my mom showed up, the teen responded, "I was totally fine. I was having fun." I mean, yes, by legal standard, you're technically a minor as a 17-year-old, the officer said, telling her that as long as you're not being held against your will or kidnapped or anything awful like that, things get a little more complicated when we hit 17 years old and have the ability to drive and go places and make decisions about who we hang out with. The problem is that we have here, officer, is that these people are in their late 30s to early 40s. Why are they going to a 40-year-old's house? We need to ask these questions here, because normally we do not have people or kids going to individuals' houses at a very young age. And this is not a normal thing that goes on here, unless it's co-signed by the parent, right? I mean, I know I have some relatives here in my house that can go and hang out with some other people older of their age or what have you, but the father knows, in most retrospect, we trust this individual, and it's not like it's crazy out of the ordinary. And it's not a constant thing that happens. But what we have here is that this individual, the 17-year-old, is going to be with a 40-year-old, practically, and we're saying we're not going to raise questions on why the 17-year-old is with this 40-year-old. Come on now. She's not 18 here. It says, meanwhile, the other officer was speaking with Vivian outside about how the teen ended up at the Smothermans. The teen claimed her mother kicked her out, but her mother said that while they did have a fight, she never meant to kick her daughter out. He got kicked out, and now that they want him back, the officer said. He has not been told by his parents to come back. Now, again, notice what they're doing here. This person is using his pronouns so they could, it confuse the child. The child has autism. Well, it seems like they want him back now. No, the officer said. The mother also informed the officer that the teen was a couple of months away from turning 18. Certainly not what I would consider a child, the officer said, using air quotes. Vivian Smotherman said the transgender Democrat activist told the cops he absolutely does not want the teen's mother coming into his property. As officers walked to their cars, the officer told his partner, probably going out to speak with them, referring to the teen's mom and her friends. Yeah, they're going to have a meltdown, the second officer said. Exactly, the first responder laughing. Back at the bottom of the driveway, Stain told the deputies she is a minor. I don't care if she's a day from 18. A minor is a minor, and she does not have my permission to be here. The first officer said told her that the minor and child are different, and that the situation was on a civil level. It does not rise to the level of law enforcement. What do you mean? Oh my God. So what you're saying is a 14-year-old can just go and be with a 40-year-old person and that's okay and it's a civil matter? That's what you're saying here? That's what you're saying here. Good thing I'm not living in Colorado. I'm sorry I'm telling you're telling me that you're not going to, Stan began, physically rip her out of that home. Yeah, the officer said. The report sport, the first officer wrote, being that the teen is roughly 2 months from turning 18, has filed for an emancipation, has had recent involvement with CPS, including investigations into difficulties at Cynthia's home. Did not wish to return home, has stayed with Joann with experiencing problems at home in the past, and appeared to be sound mind, in good health and spirits in what appeared to be a safe place, engaged in constructive activities as was not in distress. I did not force the teen to leave. It doesn't matter. The teen could be in, quote, good spirits, but could you possibly know that maybe that the trans individual might be manipulating the kid or forcing the kid to stay that or what have you, so that way the kid just can't leave? There's a lot of things that could become in question here to where this may be. Before the police incident, Stang was also served legal documents to emancipate her daughter from her custody, a move she believes Joann Smotherman was behind. Yes, I also believe this. On February 23rd, someone posted on Facebook asking for money to continue paying a lawyer for a young trans man. So we're going to show you this, all right? So this is what we have here. Joann Smotherman said, hello, friends. I need your assistance again. Some months ago, we raised the needed funds to provide a lawyer to a young trans man. The lawyer has successfully protected this young man from his abusers. However, our retainer ran out a couple weeks ago. Despite the lack of funds, the lawyer continued working on the case, which is now coming to a successful close. We need to raise another $1,000 to pay for services that have already been provided. So, again, this is something that's been ongoing here, right? So, this is the insanity. And then if we go down here, we can see that this individual is pushing trans ideology and all this other stuff or what have you, right? And this is what's been going on here. So obviously there are trans activists. We know what's going on here. And this is disgusting. It says here that Vivian Smotherman has been a public figure since last year when he ran for Colorado Senate. He was promoted by local Democrats, but only to be lost to his Republican opponent because trans individuals are insane. The teen's mother had at least one advocate in her corner. The Colorado Parent Advocacy spent months supporting Stan as she navigated the situation, reaching out to the police, lawyers, and then the media. C-SPAN has supported Cindy since she first filed her incident report. This case is a devastating example of what happens when schools and state systems bypass parents. We're calling on lawmakers and citizens to demand accountability and protect families. The situation that's caused Stan and her family a word of chaos and hurt, Stan said. Her daughter has not contacted her since she left the house. Although the teen did come by to get some of her stuff in January, the teen's mother said she had given her daughter Hallmark cards telling her she loves her through friends of hers who are employees at the local grocery store where the teen worked. However, Stan said she recently had her daughter quit that job. The teen's lawyer has demanded Stan stop contacting her daughter and turn over the account numbers for the college fund and inheritance set by Stan's parents, the teen's grandmother, she said. Because I love my child, I've honored that request, Stan said. You really shouldn't have. The teen's turned 18 on Tuesday, and she's still living with the Smothermans. I'm sure I don't have to tell you that I'm heartbroken not to be able to share this milestone with her, her mother said. She and I actually share the same birthday, so it's a double whammy for me. I'm devastated at the idea that she thinks I hate her and never want her in my life again. So, what we have here is a trans activist that was using the law to take a child from another person's parents, and essentially, the parents can't do anything because Colorado's fucked. This is where we're at in society, and this is the reason why people are so sick and tired of these trans individuals, because they're doing stuff like this. And you want to say you're on the path of good, on the good side. No, you're not. You're really not. And you people are evil. You people are sick, and you need to obviously get help because there is no coming back from this. This is disgusting, and I'm hoping that this kid goes well. But I think there's horrible things happening to this child because there's no reason why this 17-year-old should be with this trans individual. All right, guys, that's it for the video. Like, subscribe, share. As always, take care, my friends.